If you've been watching my blogs in order, it should be of no surprise to you to know that I am a big fan of lookouts. I am currently on the Porcupine Lookout trail and just heading down after hiking up it, and yeah, this one is not a disappointment. You know, I'm going to go ahead and say that most people are going to climb this starting at Kootenai Lakes and coming up the trail all the way to the lookout and back down again. So let's go ahead and get going. So I'm just going to start out Kootenai Lakes, loads of moose. Boom, there's a moose. So then after that you start walking. It's about 1.5 miles to get to the junction, and most of it is just kind of in the trees, thimbleberries, kind of moist environment, what you'd expect for moose. And with this one, it's kind of like the Lone Man Lookout, where it's a little bit more adventurous because it's hard to get to because it's just of its location, and you get to start things out with not one ford but two. If you look at the map, at least as it is today, it says one ford of the Waterton River, but then actually you ford Valentine Creek. So either be prepared for 2 shoe changes on the way up and 2 on the way back, or just keep your Crocs, Keens, whatever Chacos you use to go ahead and walk across, and that way you'll save yourself a little bit. And also know that the crossing of Waterton is deep. It does not look very deep, but let's just say it's about 32-inch inseam deep, so be aware of that. Anyways, then you just start, you know, working through. At the bottom, it's definitely swimming through a bunch of overgrowth, and then it's like that for some time, but you're looking up over at Kootenai Peak. Actually, it's just a shoulder off of it, but for all intents and purposes, it's gorgeous. And so I got some nice fog in the morning, kind of veiling it, and so it was awesome. And yeah, as you just work your way up, you start looking more and more up the Valentine Creek drainage, and that's just super, super sweet. And the views just keep getting better and better, and as you get higher and higher, you end up starting to have less and less brush to deal with. And I got blessed with a perfectly sunny day, and I was a little worried about that because the forecast said Wednesday was 30% chance of rain when I left a few days ago. So anyways, really happy about that. And yeah, but then finally you start to get up to the top, and then you know, you're starting to look further up that Waterton Valley, and then by the time you get actually to the top of it, it is fantastic. You know, you're looking at this big wall that includes like Cleveland and Stony Indian. You actually kind of see into Stony Indian Lake, and obviously Kootenai Lakes. You know, you can see moose wandering around down there from a really super cool vantage point. And then looking up the Valentine Creek drainage, and you get to see Vulture Peak with Two Oceans Glacier. You get to see Rainbow, just the very top of that, and you get to see Carter Glaciers. It's just really, really awesome. And the lookout itself is really cool. It is only used for some administrative purposes, you know, like, you know, rangers or whatever will spend the night up here. It's not actually a working lookout anymore, but it was actually restored, I believe, by some funds left over by a gentleman who passed away. And so yeah, it's really cool. The grade is awesome. It's not super steep the whole way up, and I don't know, I just love it. So anyways, that's Porcupine Lookout. It's just really cool, great views. You got to work for it. It's going to be a couple days because it's really tough to go ahead and make it all the way in here and out in a day. So I would recommend 2 nights at Kootenai, and love it.